Here we are, Milsurp Garage back again with this ammo series I got going on here. This was a great idea. 3006 Milsurp. What do you think when you hear 3006 Milsurp? HXP from CMP. Smoking PCP laced with DDT. A lot of letters going on here. But HXP, the Greek ammo. Greek military surplus 3006. HXP. Let's pull a head stamp for you. Wow. That's definitely a tight end block right there. HXP 1977. Now, these are all over the place. It was just it's like you could be a collector and you could collect just years for these things. Another 77. What do we got here? Make a liar out of me and let them all be the same date now. But I've seen these things from the 60s into, you see, here we go, 62. This stuff is awesome. It's reloadable, it's non-corrosive, and it's almost gone. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do when the HXP is gone? Because, this is safe for our Garands. What are we going to do when we don't have ammo that we can trust the pressures? When we start, we start having to do, crazy things like this stuff. Here's PPU. It's 150 grain. These are soft points. But just because it's 150 grain does not make it safe for the M1 Garand. It's not the bullet weight. It's the pressure. It's how the powder burns. How fast it burns and what type of pressures it develops. You know what I mean? And you don't know if you could trust that. And you certainly can't trust this. You certainly can't trust the core locked here. This stuff here, this will wreck your Garand. This will cause your operating rod to be used as a stake to grow tomatoes on. Trust me. It looks beautiful, but you better save this for your, for your hunting rifle. This ain't gonna work for you. And neither is this. Neither is this type of Super X kind of stuff like this or whatever. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen when the HXP is gone. We're gonna be hurting until PPU to the rescue. Who else? This ammo series has sounded like a PPU commercial. But what can I tell you? They're the ones that did it here. 3006 Springfield. FMJ. 150 grain for rifle M1 Garand. These guys are not fooling around. I want to grab the owner of PPU and just give him a kiss. Thank God for these people. I want to take a ride over to Yugoslavia. I'm going to jump in the car. I want to visit this factory. I want to go on the PPU factory tour. I want to become a lifelong member of PPU Incorporated. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Ammo safe for the Garand. That's brand spanking new. Reload it. Do whatever you want with it. Non-corrosive. Reloadable. Not exactly the quality of cases that I'm used to with PPU, though. They just seem a little flimsier. I mean, I'm not a reloader, so I wouldn't really know, A reloader would look at these things and be like, no, they're fine. There might be reasons why they're good, but I mean, they're annealed. They don't have that crimped primer pocket, which I think is a pain in the ass to reloaders because they have to ream that out or do something weird with it or something or whatever. So no primer pocket, annealed, and good stuff. Fired it. It works just fine. And you could use it in any of your Milsurps. You know what I mean? I load up these stripper clips. These are actually 6.5 by 55 Swedish for the Swedish Mauser. That's where these strippers come from. That H designation back on there is denotes that's where they're from. They have different letters actually. There's A's, there's this and that, but that's definitely what they're from. They're definitely Swedish. Oops, lost one. And they take these 30-06 rounds just fine for for like the 1917 or the 1903. They work great. And this ammo cycles through those rifles perfectly also. So I got nowhere else to go. I just the HXP it's not going to last forever. I know you all thought it was when you were buying 200 rounds in an ammo can for what was it, like $105 or something like that is what you just thought it was going to last forever, didn't you? It's not. Now I think CMP is one of the only places that still holds on to that stuff. You don't see the 200 rounds in a can anymore. Now you just kind of see like bags of 25 at a time, and even that stuff's getting close to like 75 cents a round now. A buck a round, because it's getting scarce, and it's all that people know to fire in their Garands. It's all they trust, And if you really want to get crazy, let's see if I can pull this out quick. I'm not 100% sure where it is, and I didn't have it ready, but let me just take a quick look in here. I think it's in here. If it's not in here, I just ruined this video because I won't have it to show you. What happened to that? Searching through my stuff while I'm doing a video. Okay, that's interesting. I lost half my shit. But what I was going to show you, that I can't seem to locate, is my my gas plug. I bought a gas plug from this company. Didn't really use it much because I always had so much of this, HXP stuff around. Can't locate it. But what it is it's not an adjustable gas plug. It's just a gas plug that has a recess in the body of it. And supposedly what these guys say, I wish I even knew the company name, but I don't have it. And amazingly, I know it's around somewhere, but I just don't know where it is. But that plug actually is pretty cool because it's not like you have to adjust anything. Supposedly you just put that in, and it will allow higher pressure rounds to not bend your operating rod while still operating on the regular, pressure stuff like this that would be made for the Garand. And I didn't use it. I still didn't want to trust it and use, any higher pressured ammo. But it did cycle the military surplus stuff made for the Garand just fine. So that's what I was afraid of. I'd be like, well, if this gas plug has a huge recess in it to lower pressures, it basically increases the volume of the gas chamber where it enters, where the piston is. If you're increasing that area, then maybe this now you're able to fire the higher pressured ammo, but maybe it's not going to properly cycle the normal stuff. But it did properly cycle the normal stuff. So I just left it in there, and I'm like, well, if ever I have a round that's maybe accidentally has a little bit more pressure, or if I do get some, store bought boxed stuff that's a little higher pressure, I'll have that in there to protect it. But then I realized that it didn't allow me to use the Korean War era bayonet where the little prong on the bayonet goes into the gas plug. It didn't fit, so I took it off and I put the normal gas plug back on. And I just stick to this stuff now. Now that this is around, and what's nice is if you buy it in 500, if you buy 500 rounds, it does come with a nice metal tin. It's a regular strong rubber sealed ammo box that PPU gives you. That says right on the side of it the same. Kind of like identical to what this says here. So that's a nice box. I was able to take more than 500 rounds of it, more like 750, 800 rounds of it fit inside once I deboxed everything and just lined it all up in there. So that's a box you'd be taking to the range for quite a long time. So I fire this now, and I kind of leave the HXP stuff where I have a little bit of it stored up, and I just kind of hold on to that now. I figure I'll probably in the future maybe even be able to sell that stuff and buy twice as much of this PPU, because everybody seems to be, I know that's going to become a hot commodity soon when it's really all gone. And if you want to gun broker a few hundred rounds of HXP, you could probably name your price. People seem to get, stuck with what they know, and they don't want to move on to something else. But highly recommend this stuff. High quality and specifically made, tailored to have the correct pressures for the M1 Garand. And I trust these guys. If they say it's the correct pressure, it's the correct pressure. PPU, these guys are the man. And that's that. This is where I'd go. You want some 3006 Milsurp? Buy some of this. It doesn't matter what Milsurp 3006 you have, this stuff is going to work just fine. And that's the story. And until next time, enjoy your military surplus rifles.